before we get into everything else here on the program today, we have a special guest live from the halls of power in back east, and where you can't drive without getting driven off the road by crazy people and things like that. But we are joined by I've got a question. Do you even remember us, Mike? Us little people out here still.
Do I remember?
That are just out here in the little world.
I don't understand what you mean by that.
Oh, well, you're hanging with the big guys these days. So I just,
The funny thing is that, we can't mention names and so forth.
No, we can't.
But it's the funny thing is that a lot of the quote big guys that he's referring to are now actually listening to some of your debates.
Yeah, well, so you've said. We'll
No, it's verifiable, brother.
We'll see about that. Anyway, so we've got some stuff going on this year. You, of course, live out of a suitcase, and have you? Do you ever blame me for that? Because I did have there was a direct connection here. You used to live out of a suitcase and wear tennis shorts, and now you live out of a suitcase and you wear a suit and tie. So there's a little bit of a difference there.
Well, it's just where God has taken us, right?
Yep.
I mean, I think that what our intention was going back to 1999, was just to ensure that we were bringing God's truth forward, being able to publicly engage in apologetic debate.
You never saw this coming in 1999, though.
Gosh, no. I mean, that was never the intent. I mean, the intent is always, hey, let's change the world. But, and do our part in what we can.
Yeah.
But I think that, it's amazing when you look back, James, to, 1999 to where we are now in 2017. And all the things that have morphed, and my entire life has changed. I'm no longer a tennis professional, obviously, by the size of me now. And all the different iterations of things that I've done in that time. But, it needs to stay the same. And, as you've said so many times, that we stand on the shoulder of giants.
Yep.
And the appreciation of that is really, I think, one of the things that benefits some of the things that we're going to be doing this fall. Yeah.
So this fall, well, first, you and I, how many months this year are you in Europe? I think you said like 4.
See, May, July, August, September, 5.
5. Okay. I'm surprised they haven't found a way to tax you yet.
Yeah. Now stop.
I really am.
Lean to something.
And by the way, I get my. Well, I'm not even going to mention that on the air. Anyways, so I'm going to be over there. In fact, I guess we're just going to be sort of missing each other because I'm going to be over there in May, and
I will too.
Yeah, probably not in a little teeny tiny city in the Czech Republic somewhere, as I will be for a while, and then over in Kiev. But anyways, nearly 3 weeks for me, which is way beyond my expiration date. But I'm getting better at it as time goes by. I guess it is something you get used to. But in September, we are going back over there, and we are going to be doing a little Reformation trip. We've been talking about it. I've tried to be a good doobie and mention it. No one knows today what a doobie is, do they? In fact, they probably think doobie is something that's actually not good, but it's a do-be. Even you're not old enough to remember. What was that? What was that program? Remember it had the mirror, and it went around and around. Remember that?
See, in some ways, you do resemble Donald Trump as you start talking about things that are offensive to some people. And
Romper Room. Don't you? You don't remember Romper Room. You're too young for Romper Room. But that's where that comes from, and nobody has any idea. Anyway, I need to stop using that particular illustration. In fact, there are lots of illustrations I need to stop using because they don't make any sense whatsoever anymore. I'm just old. But we are going to be headed over there, and I've been trying to be good and remind folks of that and say you can't put this off because 500 anniversaries don't come around very often, and I can guarantee I'm not going to be around for the next one.
Yeah, and I tell you, I think when you consider what we're doing and the time that we're doing it, with all the changes that are going on in the world, even especially in Germany, maybe hopefully it won't be our farewell to Germany tour.
Yeah.
You consider what's happening, and we have an opportunity to proclaim the truth wherever we go. When we say that we're doing a tour, I would want people to understand that this is more like a moving convention, if you will, where we are taking people from Berlin to Wittenberg to Eisleben to Erfurt to Eisenach, where Wartburg Castle is, and then down to Heidelberg and Worms.
Now, I've heard that afterwards we get to use little inkwell-shaped balloons to have ink fights on the lawn outside the castle. Is that true?
Depends on who the devil is, I guess, right? But, throw the inkwell at the devil, right? And actually, I don't know if you've been in that room before at Wartburg Castle. And
I haven't. No.
It's really, really interesting. But we'll be doing something at Wartburg Castle that I don't want to give away just yet. But
I'm planning on doing a reading from the German New Testament myself.
Oh, really?
Im Anfang war das Wort, und das Wort war bei Gott, und Gott war das Wort. Dasselbe war im Anfang bei Gott. Alle Dinge sind durch ihn gemacht, und ohne ihn ist nicht gemacht, was gemacht ist.
See, you don't sound so German. You sound more like the Swedish chef when you're doing that. But anyway.
Okay, who let this guy on? Rich, are you responsible for this? Did you let... What did he pay you?
Anyway.
Oh, that's funny.
Well, and this goes on, folks, throughout the time that we'll be together.
You mean this kind of stuff? The insults? Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That's great. Yeah, that's wonderful.
The James and Mike and Rich show, I guess. But when you consider, and I really want to be, giving the people out there an understanding of what's going to make this so much different than other tours that are currently out there. First of all, our pacing of the tour, the places that we'll be staying, and actually some of the really unique, special places that we're going to be able to get into privately that others really can't get into. So, if you're planning on going on one of the Reformation tours this year, have been considering it, really, this will be one of the most special. Dr. White will be lecturing in each one of these different cities, along with Pastor Josh Buice as well, who is, as you know, is the founder of the G3 conference in Atlanta. So he'll be with us as well. And
and all my lectures will actually be on manuscript P45, so his will be a lot more interesting than mine.
I really hope not. But it's going to be really, I think, a special time, folks. And those of you that have not done tours with us before, it's a totally different animal than just doing a cruise. And we'll be having experiences that really are going to be, for many of you, some of the most interesting and special times of your life. So I really look forward to making that happen. Along the way, though, we have just a few months. That'll be September the 21st when that begins.
Right.
So we're getting pretty close right now. And we also might have something else very special happening that I can't really talk about just yet. James can't.
No, I can't either.
Maybe by the end of this week or the first of next week, of something that, if we pull this off, will be reason enough to make sure that you're there.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
Alrighty, man. Well, we appreciate the information, and hopefully, maybe we'll get you to come back on if that all pans out by the end of the week or early next week. And we're getting a lot of requests though for you to reprise, though it'd be completely irrelevant. To reprise your Alaska thing, because that was without a doubt, one of the most popular spots we ever had on the dividing line.
Is it easier for me to say Eisenach?
No. There's no.
Yeah, I was going to ask what does that sound like in German when you go from Alaska to a
Eisenach?
Exactly.
Erfurt. This doesn't work the same way. No.
Erfurt. Yes. No. All right, guys. Well, hey, James, thanks for having me on. We're looking forward to putting this all together for you, and hopefully with some exciting news coming up soon.
Let's hope so. Let's hope so. All right. Thank you, sir.
Okay, brother.
Have a good day. God bless. All right. Thanks to Michael Fallon for joining us to remind everybody of what's coming up. And like I said, we pray that we will be able to make this arrangement, add a special thing to the tour that would really make it special.